Welcome back to the series 101 Reasons to Forgive. This is day 96, and we are excited to share with you the 96th reason why forgiveness is important, why we should seek to live a forgiving life. Reason number 6 is forgiveness deepens our prayer life. Forgiveness deepens our prayer life. I am of the spiritual conviction that forgiveness is a spiritual principle. I am of the conviction that forgiveness can truly benefit our lives when we accept the power that lays at the foundation of forgiveness into our lives. I am of the spiritual conviction that not only does forgiveness challenge who we are physically, for forgiveness bears weight on our physical structure, our emotional structure, but spiritually, as we forgive, we grow. Spiritually, as we forgive, we understand divinity differently. We understand our relationship with other human beings differently because of the spiritual consciousness with which we will approach forgiveness. Forgiveness deepens our prayer life in that we are motivated to pray a lot more. In other words, because forgiveness is a spiritual principle, for us to effectively apply that principle, it is going to require more from us than removing a pair of shoes, than replacing a cup, than sweeping the floor. Forgiveness is going to require additional motivation. And that motivation I've expressed before is not the mere willing of the mind, but it is the sacrificial conviction that I need to go above and beyond my normal self. Forgiveness brings us to the point where we need to ask divinity for a full presence. Forgiveness brings us to the point where we need to regard ourselves as instruments that are able to extend a life-transforming principle to another person. Forgiveness calls us to be in tune with divinity because we need to ask for strength. We need to ask for greater conviction. We need to ask for a daily converting of our heart from being resentful, from being grudgeful, to one that is more loving, accessible to others, one that is compassionate, one that is beyond our normal self. It's not going to be normal to forgive everything. Some things are more difficult to forgive than others. In fact, whenever we have to forgive because of our spiritual consciousness, we would be motivated to ask divinity to keep us motivated that we would forgive. So when we apply the principle, we do so prayerfully. We pray that we forgive and forgive honestly. We pray that we forgive and we maintain the forgiving spirit. We pray that we forgive and we adopt the forgiving lifestyle. We pray that we forgive and not seek to withdraw that which we have extended. For forgiveness is a sacrifice when extended, should not be withdrawn, and really cannot be withdrawn if we are to be honest with our spiritual conviction. We would be doing ourselves a disservice to say, I no longer forgive you. we would be doing ourselves a disservice and not the other person who offended us. We need, therefore, to be very prayerful about our decision to forgive. We don't forgive simply because someone has asked us to go ahead and forgive a particular person. We do so because we are spiritually convinced that this is what we need to do. Forgiveness deepens our prayer life. We pray that we are forgiven. We pray that we keep on forgiving, and we pray that when we have forgiven others, we ourselves can adopt a forgiving posture towards ourselves for having forgiven someone and not hate the fact that we have done so. Affirm with me today that you will seek to be prayerful about your desire to forgive everyone that you need to forgive. Affirm with me today that as you become prayerful, you will seek not to judge yourself, not to be harsh on yourself for wanting to forgive, but that you will allow divinity to walk with you as you journey towards forgiveness. Thank you for stopping by on day 96. We're looking forward to seeing you on day 97 as we get to 101 reasons to forgive in this series. See you again tomorrow.